Hello everyone, how's it going? My name is Muhammad Ali, President and CEO of Core Gems, and I have this great selection of rough spinel and rough beryl that we're going to be looking at here today. We're going to be discussing the first few things that you want to look for in part 1 of our How to Cut Gemstone series, and we're going to be looking at deciding the C-axis. So, the C-axis is the axis that runs perpendicular to your direct line of vision on the stone. So say for example, if we look at a stone like this, we can see it's quite bright from almost every angle. We can see it's a bit dark right there. That's called the closed C-axis. Whereas if we look at it, say from this angle, we get this beautiful bright pink. So if we were to cut this stone, we would want to orient it facing this way. However, there are inclusions on this angle, so we'd have to cut probably a much smaller stone than we'd like. So this will cut a very nice stone, but it will be a smaller stone. Very nice quality piece of spinel. And then we come up to here, we have some more facet and semi-facet, maybe some cab grade stones here. See, for example, you couldn't really, that's too milky to cut a facet grade stone, so you would go with a cabochon there. But still, what you want to look for when you're looking at stones is as clean as possible. You want to look for intense color saturation, and you want to make sure it's not too dark and not too light. Those are the key things. Now this beryl here, it's not really gem grade because it's not clean enough, but it would cut some great cabochons. The only issue you might run into is that the color saturation is not nearly as strong. Now I'm going to tell you how to look at inclusions in 1 second, but first I'm going to give you an example of the difference between a well-cut stone and a poorly cut stone. Let's come over here. I think it's obvious right away which is the well-cut stone. The well-cut stone has so much dispersion and fire, the camera can't even focus on. Just look at how beautiful that is. That is the result of precision custom cutting. This is computer-aided cutting. The computer helps guide the faceting of the stone and tells the lapidary, exactly what sort of dimensions and what sort of facets and shape and everything that the stone needs to be. This is a Nigerian tourmaline. I'm not sure if it's copper bearing. I'm probably going to get it certified and tested because the quality of this tourmaline is just, I mean, that cutting is perfect. It's literally perfect. Just jaw-dropping. And then we get this stone here. The color is intense, beautiful red, but it's been cut so shallow. It's a beautiful red spinel here from the Manson region of Mogok, Burma, and you can see the color is top, and it's fairly clean too. The only issue is it's cut so shallow that you don't really get that dispersion and fire. Now, say they had cut it on this angle here, on this C-axis there, you would have had a black stone. They were smart and they cut it here with an open C-axis. Closed is the dark, and an open is where you get that bright color. And they cut it correctly in terms of color, but unfortunately it's so shallow that you're missing out on a bit of that dispersion. But this is still a very fine gem because of the color quality. Color quality and the clarity, they're just absolutely superb. Unheated red spinel, beautiful. But again, not cut as well as it could have been. Whereas you have this perfectly cut stone. So that gives you an idea of the difference in fire and dispersion that you will get from properly cutting stones and improperly cutting stones. Now let's get back to the rough. When we examine rough, we want to look at it with a backlight. And what that allows us to do is look at the cracks in the stone from all angles. So see here, we can see this huge patch of milky, silky, uncuttableness. We would cut that away. And we would probably cut underneath. See there's one on each side there. You see those white spots on each side. We would want to cut in between those. And then we can see, maybe where the color is stronger. Yeah. This allows you to see the inclusions, surface blemishes, gives you a much better idea of what the stone is like. See, if I look at it just like this, I don't really know what's inside the stone. Light is the best way to see what's actually going on inside the stone. Let's see a spinel now. Take a look at, let's see this one. So this is what the stone looks like without a backlight. It may not look bad at all, but we won't know if there's major cracks or something that would prevent even wanting to facet this, because overall it looks like a pretty decent purpley pink stone. So let's see. Yeah, and we can see right through it, no major cracks. This would be great for faceting. You'd want to avoid that bit right there, those inclusions right there. But overall, it's a pretty clean, nice stone. We would be happy to facet that. And let's take a look at this. This one I was worried about because it is silky, or at least it looks like it. But when we see it with the light, you can still see a little bit of the silk, but it's not really picking it up on the camera as much. Camera is just kind of shining right through due to the exposure settings, but it really is kind of silky, and there are cracks. If I do that, you can probably see them a bit better. We'd have to be careful with this, but I think we would facet a nice small stone out of that. Okay, but yeah, so this gives you an idea of where the cracks are in your stone, where the inclusions are in your stone, and how to be careful faceting them. Okay. And then in terms of color, you want to look at it on a white background, you want to look at it on a black background, you want to look at it against your skin, you want to look at it in sunlight, and of course you want to make sure that you orient the stone properly so you're not getting closed Z-axis, where it might be very dark on the surface. See this example, getting much darker there than you are there, much brighter. Alright, so hope you guys enjoyed the first part of our how to cut gemstones videos. I'll be doing quite a few more of these. Hopefully we can get some lapidaries to help us out with the videos, and actually show you guys the cutting process and not just selection process. But hopefully this first part gave you a good little start and gave you an idea of the importance of good cutting, because as you can see, this is what good cutting looks like. That's what poor cutting looks like. Pretty huge difference. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Leave your suggestions down in the comments below for what kind of videos you want to see next. And thank you for watching Core Gems.